night you're under your blanket scrolling on your phone. You know you should be sleeping, but that feeling of just a little bit more is keeping you going. Now you might think that this is happening because you have low self-control, but what if I told you that this is actually by design? The reason you're watching a reel of some Asian guy building a swimming pool with his bare hands at 3 AM isn't because you're curious. So if you're going to watch just one more video, then make it this one, because the self-control game you keep playing with your phone and lose every time is already rigged. The social feeds that we scroll uncontrollably run on a variable reward loop, the same design used in slot machines. Our brains keep predicting the next outcome, which most of the time is mediocre. But then occasionally something hits. The gap between expectation and reward triggers a dopamine spike, not pleasure but desire. Now dopamine doesn't make us happy, it keeps us going. So our brain isn't chasing the next outcome, it's chasing the possibility of one. And micro rewards such as likes, comments, and follows sprinkled in between keeps the loop alive. And then comes the big trick: infinite scrolling. There was a time when feeds used to literally stop after some time. That's gone now. There's nothing to tell our brains to stop. Every swipe becomes a tiny gamble. If the next post disappoints, nothing's lost. If it delights, habits strengthen. This asymmetry of high upside and no downside is reinforcement learning at a massive scale. Features like autoplay, pull to refresh, badges and notifications removes decision friction, keeps anticipation alive and triggers arousal. These restructure habits, and scrolling slips into commutes, bedtimes and toilet breaks become 2 hours long.
2 hours later.
And this does not even stop there. The planning part of our brains tire quickly while the reward system does not. So when rewards arrive fast and unpredictably, self-control fades. Add to that the personal algorithms, your triggers, weak hours, interests, everything is learned and then adapted to a degree that makes resistance almost impossible. So, in the battle between you and your phone always wins. Not because you're weak, but because your phone is designed to win. Here's why.
Fatality.
We don't just use our phones anymore, we interact with it all the time. Taps, swipes, glances, most of those interactions flow through a handful of companies. That's not a coincidence. Our attention is monetized. Here's the point where it stops being about psychology and starts being about money. The early internet was open, free and decentralized, but free isn't good for business. So the tech bros at Silicon Valley found a system: advertisement. The more we looked, the more money they made. Phone screens became billboards and time became the product. This is called an attention economy. Tracking, persuasion and increased engagement. Our well-being got traded for profits. These companies, through years of work, had perfected a dopamine delivery system. So naturally, when concerns grew, they shifted the blame onto us. Screen time trackers, grayscale modes, the so-called well-being features are just cosmetic changes, not structural. These can't cure addiction, let alone prevent it. Unlike drugs and gambling, we can't quit our phones. Our work, friends and family, everything lives there. So the question is not why can't we just stop? It's how did we normalize a system that requires constant resistance just to be used safely?
So life has become so much better because of a phone. But now people are in a state of compulsiveness. Anything you give, they're so compulsive, they make it into suffering. So the problem is not phone, problem is not something else. Compulsiveness is the problem. The solution is only consciousness, there is no other way.
And controlling ourselves, yes.
No, not controlling, becoming conscious.
Yeah.
If you become conscious, you're liberated, not controlled.
Every year the average time spent on phones increases. 3 to 4 hours a day a few years ago became more than 5 hours. Usage became presence. Small actions such as texting, emails, refreshing feed repeated often enough became compulsive, triggering behavioral addiction. We keep going not because we want to, but because stopping feels uncomfortable. But smartphone addiction isn't just psychological, it's also institutional. Everyone around us is on their phones. users. So naturally we joined, just not to miss out on that one meme everyone is referring to, because wanting to belong is wired into us evolutionarily. Phones aren't even optional anymore. Phones are required for literally everything now. It's almost like we're required to be reachable at all times. So when we use a single device for both sending emails and swiping Tinder, over time our brain stops separating the necessary from compulsion and everything blends together. But the most dangerous part is that it became the default. We just started accepting it as just how things are, and when something becomes normal, we stop questioning it and habits form automatically. And the thing about habits is that they don't live in intentions, they live in environments, and as long as the environment stays the same, behaviors return. That's why quitting and discipline does not work. Instead of asking what's wrong with me, we need to ask what kind of system am I in. This won't fix everything, but it will give us agency, which helps us realize the game isn't fair. Smartphone addiction isn't about being weak or lacking self-control, and the solution doesn't lie in quitting, detoxing, screen timers, or well-being modes. We're against the system that is by design made to bypass discipline, increase engagement, and maximize profit. So what's the solution? I'm afraid there isn't any. It's not like there weren't any other choices for these companies. There was actually this concept called calm technology in the 90s. Technology that would reside in the periphery, available when needed, silent when not. Technology that faded in the background. And for a while, we did move that way, which is why older tech used to feel more intentional than newer ones. I've talked about this in my Why Retro Tech is Popular Again video. Do check that out if you're interested. But this is the system that makes the most profit, and the companies chose profit over everything else. So, what do you think? Are we trapped in a system that is designed to keep us hooked? Let me know your thoughts in the comments below. If this video made you realize you're not the problem, then hit that like button. Subscribe for more videos like this, and I'll see you in the next one.